Mm-hmm.
Billboard has come to the table with their best R&B singers of all time. So they made a list of 75 R&B singers that are the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Um, we don't have time to like you know what I
Unpack
mean,
it.
like we don't have time to like recalibrate it and say, you know what I mean, and say this person needs to be here or this person doesn't need to be on this list at all. So for the sake of time, what Jeff and I will do, we'll just say whether a person should be higher, lower, or they're right where they need to be. How about that, Jeff?
I'm with it. Now, you gonna this is gonna be you're driving a bus on this one.
Nah, man, you know Elder Barge and them, you rock with them, so you know what's going on. All
Yeah.
right. All right, let's start here. Ruth Brown. I don't know who that is.
No idea.
So I'm gonna say lower.
Where, where's she? Where's she at now?
Jeff, you see these pictures in black and white.
Well, I'm saying no, not that. I meant like on the list.
She's 75.
Oh, so she's 75. Okay, we started at the bottom. All right, you're
Yeah.
right. All right,
I'm gonna go lower.
okay. I'd agree because I don't know who that is.
Okay. Sorry, Ruth. We don't have time to go over it neither. Sorry. Summer Walker is at 74.
Mm, of all time,
All time. Greatest ever.
I,
Greatest all time.
I. It depends on who else is on this list. I got to see this.
Nah, just where it is right now. We doing this blindly, so we don't know all who's on the list. Higher or lower. Or or just off the list altogether.
if it's only 75 and it's an all-time list, I don't know if
Hmm.
I'd have her on there.
Yeah, and she's only got like two albums or whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
I don't think none of them are classic or not. Well, I don't know. Somebody could argue that, but I'm gonna say lower.
Hmm.
So, and way lower than 74. You're not on the list. Sorry, Etta James.
Etta James needs to be higher.
Higher. I
Higher.
agree. I agree. Higher. I would say like mid 40s
Yeah, somewhere
or
in there.
maybe 30s.
She could have an argument just out of the top 20.
I agree. I agree. We'll go higher. Jackie Wilson.
Higher than 70, 73, 72.
Who's that?
Uh,
Oh, known as Mr. Excitement for his electrifying performances and expansive voice, Jackie Wilson's presence as an R&B pop star between the 50s and 70s inspired icons like Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson.
yeah. So just by the people you inspired, you need to be higher.
Oh, your love lifted me higher.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm going to go higher. No pun intended. I'm going to go higher. You said higher too, right?
Yeah.
Keisha Cole is,
Off the list.
I wouldn't say off the list. Okay, if right, I'm okay because remember, because she got like hit songs, Jeff, like that are like R&B gold.
I you know I maybe because I'm not a super huge fan. Like, eh. If she's on the list,
I'm
she's
not trying to
75.
change. I'm
No,
not
I'm
trying to
saying
change
if
your
she,
opinion.
I think she needs to be lower. If she's on the list, she'd be at 75.
I okay. If I had a top 100, she would be on the list.
That's fair.
Okay, so lower. You're right. I agree. It's off the list
Yeah.
because we only got 75. Her all time,
I don't
no.
know. I don't know
And
if
I love
I don't know.
her.
I don't know if you. I don't know if you have enough longevity to be on an all time list like that right now.
No, not yet. No. I okay. No, again, if I had a top 200, her would be on the list.
And she would probably be within the top 100. But
No,
I don't know. Oh no.
because that's why I said top 200. Because you, she wouldn't be in the top 100.
Okay.
I would probably 150 right now. I
All right.
love her though. I love her. Make no mistake about it. Bobby Womack, 69, definitely higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely higher.
Hmm.
Phyllis Hyman.
I know the name, so I'm gonna probably say higher because I don't know offhand the song, but I know I'm probably sure I've heard it.
I'm gonna say accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would put her around here, 68.
68.
Hmm.
Uh, Tank.
They got Tank at 67, and he was upset. If I'm being honest, as an R&B act,
I think he's about where he needs to be at.
yeah, like if at all on the list.
Yeah,
Now, in my opinion, vocalist, Tank is in my top five. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He's in my top 10 for sure. But like if we talking accent, we talking everybody.
Of an all-time
I'm
list.
I'm happy. I'm just happy you on the list.
Yes. So that's accurate, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say accurate, and he was upset about 67. Keith Sweat.
He'd probably be in my top 50.
I'm gonna say higher. Like, cause a myriad of hits, stuff that he even wrote for people. Like we
Mm,
wouldn't know R&B the way that we know it, like '90s R&B the way that we know it
mhm.
without Keith Sweat. I'm going higher,
Yeah.
higher, definitely higher. Tina Marie,
Sorry. Mm,
you know
where's
about
this?
Tina Marie?
Yeah, 60. What is it? 66, 65? I can't see the number.
She's 65.
Um,
Oh, you can't see
I
the number.
yeah, I it like it's the first part. The left part is
Yeah, no,
cut
I could see it. I could see it. I'm gonna see if
off.
I could get it.
Um, hmm. Tina Marie, I'd probably have a little bit higher. That looked better.
Yeah, we good. All right. Accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah. She did make Square Biz, which is crazy. So Square Biz is fire. Lettucey,
I don't know who that is.
I would say accurate. 65, that's 64, that's dope. Do am I putting her above? But am I putting her above the people that are
She's
on the
above, right?
list? She above Tina Marie,
Mm. No, so I'm saying like just the people that we passed so far.
right? Music Soul Child.
I'd say accurate.
I'm going higher.
Yeah.
Music's in my top 50.
Hmm.
I'm going higher. Mm-hmm.
I think if he's in your top 50, I think it's fair that he's around here because
Okay. I'm not,
like
man.
like
Yeah.
it's close, but it depends on what the rest of the list looks like. Again, I'm trying to be reserving judgment
Yeah.
until we see.
Anthony Hamilton, in my opinion, is definitely lower on the
On this list.
list
Yeah,
from Music Soul
he,
Child.
he should definitely not be ahead of him.
At all. Like, stop comparing them. They two completely different artists. Ashanti, absolutely not.
Uh,
Not above. No.
nope, not above music.
She on the list though.
Mm,
Be, bro, she brought us hits, bro. She
yeah,
on the list. She,
yeah.
she on the list.
If literally if music was here and she was
I'll
where
say
he's
this.
at, that'd be more accurate to me.
All right, I'll say this. If this were a top 100, she would be on the list.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So lower.
yeah.
Lower, lower. Sorry. Neo.
Neo probably
You are a
deserves to
big
be.
fan of Neo.
And I didn't like his acting at all. It kind of put me off his music. But if I'm being honest, like 100%, I he deserves to be higher than 60 because it's not just his songs; it's all the contributions.
Like Keith Sweat. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm, I say accurate.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But
Music, writing and all. Accurate.
yeah, mm.
He ain't the only one that write and sing.
No, but I think just the contributions around because like for a while he was writing for everybody.
Yeah. Everybody wanted that Neo pen.
Yeah, she needs to be lower.
Fantasia, I would say lower. I know they're giving her credit just because of her voice, but like sometimes the song selection ain't where it need to be for me. I'ma go lower.
Yeah.
Peebo Bryson,
Uh, no,
higher.
I don't know who
Higher. You know who People Bryson is.
reaching for the sky. Oh yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
feel me. I want to feel the fire. Yeah. And um baby, can you stop the rain from
yeah,
falling? And
yeah.
also he did the Beauty and the Beast. Till there's all this time.
That was. I
Yeah,
didn't realize
and
that was him.
yes, and he did Aladdin too. He did Aladdin. What was it? Yeah, a whole new world.
Oh, that song slaps no matter what's going on.
Exactly. So he came from the 70s and was still killing for the kids in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Uh he don't get enough credit in my book. I'm gonna go a tad bit higher.
okay,
But I'm not mad at him at 58.
no. Tevin
Tevin,
Campbell probably needs to be higher too.
higher. We can agree on that. We don't have to spend a lot of time on that. Joe,
Joe also needs to be higher in my book. But I like Joe a lot.
you know I do too.
Yeah,
Way higher.
yeah.
Way higher. Way higher. Natalie Cole.
Natalie Cole definitely should be higher. She's in my top 50 at least.
She's dope. Rest in peace, Natalie Cole. She's dope, but I think she get a lot of credit off of her dad being Nat King Cole.
That's fair.
Cause I guarantee you, um,
Nat's higher on this list.
no, I guarantee you that what's her name? Forget her name. She my girl too. Layla Hathaway is on this list.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And she gets credit not because she's not talented, because she absolutely is. But Donnie Hathaway is her dad.
that's fair.
I'ma say lower.
You think she needs to be lower?
She's lower, but she's fire though. She's fire. She got a lot of songs that I like that I'm like, I wish people knew about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I just like her voice to the point where I'm like that 55 seems low.
Yeah. Unforgettable. That's her dad.
Yeah.
But you know, she when she
If you say
came,
yeah,
when she came and she incorporated
yeah,
herself in there with him, like, and he was in the background,
yeah,
like, and she was on, like, he was on screen and she's like performing it live. Just make you cry, bro. May she
yeah,
rest in peace. It's hard to believe that she passed away. Jasmine Sullivan,
mm,
accurate,
yeah.
accurate to me.
I'm like I don't know if I would put her lower, but she definitely doesn't need to be higher than that. So accurate.
We touche. Jill Scott,
I am not a huge Jill Scott fan.
me either.
I think
Jilly
that
from
this
Philly.
I still think that this is too low for her.
You're not a Jill Scott fan, but this is too low.
Yeah.
So
I
you think she needs to be higher on the list?
I think she needs to be higher on the list because I think that like people outside of me, including a lot of artists, look at her as inspiration.
I'm gonna say accurate.
Yeah, I
All right. In that 50 space.
yeah. Only like one or two spots, but I think that's a little too low.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Stephanie Mills.
I feel good all over. I gotta know if I actually remember a song she did because I don't think I do.
Let me think. I know she looked good for that time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say accurate.
yeah.
Your boy.
Rick James. See, here's the thing, right? Because Rick James did some R&B, but he did a lot of pop too. So I don't know. I don't know if this is like if it's strictly an R&B list.
If
I
he
don't
on the list, you know Prince on the list, and so you know what I
know.
mean. Like, just think about it that way.
Okay, so
Black people, black music, singing. They
yeah,
gonna say R&B.
yeah. Um, if that's the case, I'd probably put him slightly higher, like mid 40s.
I'm gonna go lower.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would put if he must be
Must
on.
be-
Nah, if there
yeah,
was a top 100, yeah,
yeah.
I'm putting you in the top 100, right?
So
And I
you
like
might.
Rick James.
I like him too. I think part of it's a longevity thing, but I get it. I
Yeah.
think him and Tina Marie together did a lot of songs, which probably earns him a spot on the list.
You turn on my fire, baby, and you burn me up within your flame. John Legend.
Uh,
Why do people
keep doing
honor?
this.
Yeah. Why they be honoring him like that?
He definitely needs to be lower on this list
Lower.
because if him being ahead of Music Soul Child still makes no sense to me.
Yeah. I'm going to say off the list,
Yeah,
personally. Not on the list at all.
Bobby Brown is more pop, but I get what you're going for here just because of the way you explained it earlier.
Because he's black.
Yeah. Um, I don't know how I.
He helped usher in New Jack Swing. I'm gonna go higher. Bobby Brown was way more influential than 49.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Way more
fair.
influential than
Yeah.
49.
Yeah.
You don't get Usher without Bobby Brown. You don't get Chris Brown without Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give him.
Yeah.
He's higher. Lauryn Hill,
For like two songs.
right? Accurate,
Yeah.
accurate.
They were bangers, but that's that. That's about it.
Right. Speaking
Uh,
about somebody else who ain't R&B, The
uh,
Weeknd.
yeah. I don't. This is he's a pop artist. I don't even. I this list has so many issues.
Yeah, this is not a good list.
I
Which
you
is
like
why I was like, I know we wasn't gonna have time to like really delve into it like that. That's why I'm like, just higher,
I,
lower, off the
I
list.
I think my comment for this is if you don't have like 75 actual R&B artists, then don't make a list of 75 R&B artists.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Do 50.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would say off the list. What's your
Yeah.
final verdict?
Off the list. Is
Off the list.
he's more pop than anything else.
Off the list.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she not Rihanna is not about to be off the list because she's Rihanna.
Yeah. I'd agree.
Simple as
I
that.
I don't think I've ever heard her do it. Like um there's one song on like one of her first albums like that Unfaithful song is
Hmm.
the closest to an actual R&B song
Right.
I
She's
remember.
pop. She's definitely pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
she's pop, but she's black, so they're gonna say R&B.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh
and they talk about some Umbrella. That's a pop song.
no.
D'Angelo.
Vocals he's
Accurate.
probably higher, but yeah, I'd put him accurate.
Accurate. I'm cool with him in the 40s.
Yeah.
Accurate. SZA. Like her, love her, hate her. She's on the list.
She is on the list. I'm not mad at
I'm
this.
not mad at her being at 44.
Yeah.
And I think they're prisoners of the moment.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But 44 is
44
people
sounds accurate
right.
for her right now. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think over time she'll be higher, but for right now, I think 44 is a good spot.
right. Especially people, especially again with them being prisoners of the moment and her still being 44. Accurate. Leave her
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Dionne Warwick. Lower.
Yeah.
I would say here we go. I would say 70, 68.
You know, yeah.
And I know she wrote a whole bunch of songs. Mad influential. I know, but it's
So that's
something to
got
be
to be
said. It's something to be said about somebody about you doing the original and somebody redoing your song and it being more popular than what you did. It's something to be said about that. Like at every turn too. At
ev-
every turn.
yeah.
Every time
Yeah.
you did a hit, somebody redid it and they enjoyed that better than yours. Plus, you a witch. So I think you need to be, yeah,
Yeah, she needs to be lower.
68. I'm going to go 68. And I ain't even gave nobody no number lately, but around 68.
Barry White needs to be higher.
Higher. We agree. We
Absolutely
agree.
needs to be higher.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
Um,
Brandy, 41.
I don't agree with this. again, this is one of those arguments. Like she's black, she does more pop, but I'm not a
Brandy
huge
is
fan of
R and
hers.
B, Jeff. Brandy
Yeah,
is R and B.
all her popular songs were pop music to me, and I think
No.
that's just because that's just a me thing. I think she needs to be a little bit lower.
What popular songs? Have you ever could be pop, could be seen as pop.
Yeah.
But other than that, look, they said I want to be down. That's R and B.
Okay.
Baby, that's R and B. Sitting up in my room, sitting up in my room, that's written by Babyface, that's R and B.
The
Then
boy is
she go,
mine doesn't.
yeah.
I mean,
Um yeah, the boy is mine. Yeah, sure. That's okay. That's kind of you need to give it up.
mm,
Nah, that's R&B, bro.
I don't know. Like I said,
Almost, almost
but
doesn't count.
I
Top of
also
the
have.
world. What about us? Nah, Brandy is R&B, bro. Brandy's R&B, and I'm gonna say a million times higher than where she's at.
Okay.
She to me is Jordan. To me is Jordan Kobe. So wherever Jordan is,
Mm,
that's where she need to be, right
yeah.
up under that.
Okay. All
And
right.
we know who Jordan is.
Yeah.
Whitney,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I'm not even.
who was more pop than anything.
Yeah.
And I know she on this list without even knowing she on this list.
uh.
She was way more pop than Brandy. And so you gonna do this. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. But are you kidding me?
Uh. I'd say 30s.
You putting her higher?
I put her slightly
You
higher. Yeah.
you putting her higher. Nah. I
I
give
was,
her
but again, I was more of a fan of hers than Brandy.
as long as Brandy ain't in the 30s. Like I'm not a fan of a lot of these people, but I know I feel like I know where they should be,
Yeah.
bias aside.
Yeah. Um. I'm trying to do that. Some of my bias is seeping through.
It is what it is. I get it. Influence be off influence alone.
Yeah.
Leave you right here.
Okay.
This girl had me crying. I ain't cried for family members the way I cried when she died.
Yeah, and
Sheesh.
then I found out that she was rushing a flight, and I got mad because I just don't like dumb decisions like
Mm,
that.
ain't true.
Um,
She passed away.
I know. I was hurt about it, so that's
Roberta Roberta Flack.
uh
Strumming my
uh
pain with his fingers. Singing my life with his
that song
words.
is so good. I'm gonna say accurate because that's the one I remember, but it's so good.
We right. And so you got Aaliyah here, and then you got Roberta Flack 39. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Maxwell, lower. Lower.
Again,
He on the list though.
if we're at yeah, he's definitely on the list. If we're at an influence, I could see why you would put him here because a lot of the '90s stuff, he was like every time was it him that like every time he had hit, somebody else had a hit the same thing. I mean, it was one of these artists. I can't remember who it was. I just watched a video on it too.
I don't know.
Uh, damn. If I see it again, I'll send it to you. But
Okay. Yeah,
uh,
no, that's interesting. Frank Ocean.
Ocean needs to be lower on the list.
Way lower. I don't know. Frank Ocean ain't on the list. But
Yeah.
I get what y'all saying. Y'all Channel Orange. What else have they done?
Yeah, he hasn't dropped an album since then, right?
Nah, he did Blonde and he did another album to get off his label.
Mm.
Like he
Uh,
dropped two albums in the same day, and then we haven't heard from him for real ever since.
Tony Braxton to me needs to be higher again.
I think she's accurate where she needs to be, and I love Tony,
Mm.
and she's an amazing vocalist. 36, I think is cool.
That's probably why I think she needs to be higher. Just kind of, I love her voice.
Mm-hmm. He's amazing. Babyface.
He needs to be higher for everything he's done.
100% agree. 35 is an insult.
Hmm.
Donna Summer.
Also needs to be higher.
Okay. White people love Donna Summer. You're right. Alicia Keys. I
What have
forgot
you
she
done?
existed.
Yeah, what have you done since? Oh man. Mm-mm-mm.
Lower.
Yeah.
People do one classic album and then they just shoot them up the ranks. She had two classic albums, but the first one was garbage.
Yeah.
It don't. The first one didn't age well.
That's fair.
Lionel Richie.
Uh, 32. I I don't know. I missed most of it, so I'm gonna say
Um,
accurate based on I know he's been around for a minute doing mad
that's why
stuff.
I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday
Sunday.
morning. Uh, you are the sun. You are the moon.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Three times a lady is a
You
fire
once,
song.
twice, three times a lady. And what else did he do? He did a gospel song. Jesus is love. And then he did something not too long ago. It was in the early 2000s, right when we was about to graduate. Um, they call it, we call it, you call it, I call it love. Remember that song?
Hmm. I forgot about that.
With all that said, accurate.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lionel. I don't like that you was preying on a teenage girl in the music video. Talking about some hello, is it me you looking for? No, I'm looking for somebody my age. And I'm blind on top of that. I ain't looking for
that's
nobody.
that's crazy.
She was in high school.
I didn't know she was in high school.
Had a locker and everything.
That's wild.
PE.
Mm.
Nah, yeah, so
Anita
now
Baker
I
needs to
just
be
talk
fired
myself I talk myself out.
because it's a lower. It's a lower. It's a lower. Yeah, that's crazy.
Talk myself right right out of that 32. Oh man, you better leave me alone, Lionel.
Anita Baker needs to be higher.
There's something that's been floating around on the internet about her. Like if you pitch her down, she sounds like Kenny Loggins, and if you
Yeah, I
pitch
saw that.
Kenny Loggins up, he sounds like Anita Baker. If you do impressions like how I do sometimes,
Yeah.
you knew that already. I was like, Dag, when I do this, or like when I'm trying to sing and I'm singing an Anita Baker sound, I sound like I'm doing a not a Kenny Loggins. Um, I sound like I'm doing a Mike. Was I saying Kenny Loggins?
You said Kenny Loggins. I think you meant
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
Same group,
Yeah. Same range. Yeah.
same artists of people. They work together many times. Um, but yes, they said if you pitch down Anita Baker, she sounds like Michael McDonald. If you pitch um Michael McDonald up, he sounds like Anita Baker. Yeah. But yeah, when I be singing these songs, I'm like, oh, I sound like Anita Baker right now. I sound like Michael McDonald right now. You know that already. You knew that.
Yes.
I was yeah. Gladys Knight.
30 is
Accurate.
too low,
You
right?
think that's too low?
I think it's too low only because
You going
everybody.
off a legacy.
Yeah, but everybody always brings her up as part of inspiration. So I'm thinking in terms of like influence and everything, right? So if you're giving me an all-time list and
Mm-hmm.
all, and she's a lot of favorite, like she's people's favorite artist, favorite singer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So where would you put her?
Again, this is one of those like slightly move up, so like mid 20s.
Okay. I'll say 25. I'm cool with that. I understand. If Patti LaBelle ain't in the 25, then
Diana Ross, d- just off of
higher.
the just off of the strength of her being the Diana from Dirty Diana, needs to be higher to me.
Yeah, she's higher. She
Yeah.
was the Beyonce of her time. She was She's
Yeah.
high. I don't, for the life of me, I do not understand, and I be trying to see it. I don't see it, but she's higher.
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
Stop. How? How is Gladys Knight? How is Gladys Knight 30? Erica and
Erica
Erica
Badu's
Badu 28. No.
not even
No.
close.
And you're a witch.
Hmm.
No, sorry. Shaka Khan. I'm gonna go 50s. I
Yeah,
think she's way too high.
I think she needs to be lower.
Yeah.
No,
Chris
Chris
Brown.
Brown.
This your boy.
You know what? I'd say accurate.
I'ma go accurate based off of the fanhood. Like how many, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just the fanship. How many people love and adore Chris Brown?
And like it seems like no matter what he does, because every time something crazy happens, he does the athlete thing. Like I'm in some trouble. Here's something fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it takes the heat off him.
Selling out stadiums and stuff like that in Africa.
Yeah.
I think 26 is cool. They could get away with that. 26, cool.
Yeah.
Around that. Patty LaBelle, 25. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, if Patty LaBelle ain't 25, and here she is. 25. Okay.
I'd probably go a little bit high. Bill Withers definitely needs to be higher to me, but I love this song. Like
24 is pretty darn high for Bill Withers, in my opinion. For people of today.
okay, you're right. But this is the problem when you making an all-time list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I listen to Grandma's Hands at least once a week.
Really?
Yeah,
When I wake up in the morning, love. Shout out Bill Withers. Rest in peace. I'm cool with 24. I think that's a little too high.
I disagree with you there, but I
Okay.
understand.
Okay.
But I understand.
I understand.
Teddy,
Teddy P.
he's higher than 23.
Give me 15 on Teddy P.
Yeah, I'd say 15 to 20 is where I would have him.
Mm-hmm. Luther.
Luther's also probably knocking on the top 10 if he's not in the top 10.
Definitely in the top 20. He just missed the top 20. I throw him in the top 20 for sure. Personally.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie Hathaway.
Hathaway. Mhm.
Accurate.
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 Yeah.
Accurate. Otis
Otis
Redding.
Redding. I'd say higher.
I'd say lower. I'd say lower.
Yeah.
30s. 30s.
Really.
30s. I wouldn't be mad at 40s.
I think he deserves to be higher than 20, but I don't know how much higher.
Okay. How much higher though? I know you don't know, but
I probably. Well, he's not better than Smokey. So I was gonna say 19, but
okay.
but again, maybe because even when I was younger, I was listening to Smokey Robinson.
Right. And sometimes we be listening to Smokey Robinson and don't even know we listening to
To
Smokey
Smokey
Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah.
So like, this feels low, but this might be a bias thing.
Yeah. Smokey in the top 20. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I second that emotion.
Hmm.
Al Green.
I love Al
Accurate.
Green. I love Al Green. This is accurate though.
Accurate. 18. Accurate. Janet. Lower.
She shouldn't be on this list like this high.
Not too much lower, but definitely lower.
Yeah.
But
You know
she's
what?
R&B for real though.
You
She's
know what?
R&B. That's
You know
the
what? This
way
this is
love goes.
this
Janet is R&B for
this,
sure.
this is where I would flip them. You know what I mean?
What,
Instead of
Michael?
no. Michael probably 3 if he's not.
Michael ain't on this list. He better not
Michael,
be.
you don't think so?
He the king of pop.
Yeah, but he did do a lot of R&B
So
over time.
So
And the honestly, any good, real good,
don't do this to Janet. She's had this done to her whole life. Give her slot.
she is not Michael. First of all, I'm not taking anything away from her. What I'm saying is, I found
Hmm.
my spot that I would swap. So
Okay.
remember how I said he's not better than Smokey. So I would fit Smokey here, put him here, him there, and then her right behind him.
Okay. Motown in the house. I don't know if she's Motown, but I know her brothers were. Think she's too high.
That's what I'm saying. She would be
No,
20 to
but like
22.
no, I'm saying 30s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Personally,
Okay.
Mary J.
Uh, eh.
Top 10
Is it really?
for me. Top 10.
Okay.
She is the epitome of R&B.
I
Like if R and
I'd
B
agree.
if R&B had a face,
It would
like
probably be her.
if 90s R&B had a face, it's Mary J. Blige. It's for me. If R&B, if 90, okay, I'll see why Janet is here. Because if 90s R&B had a face, it would be either Janet or Mary J. But
Yeah.
I'm giving Mary J that edge.
Okay. Um,
Definitely accurate for me.
yeah. I've never been a huge fan of her. I can see why she's
Oh, not accurate. I said top 10, right?
yeah.
Higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. I said it higher. I mean, accurate. Excuse me.
Mm.
Isaac
Isaac Hayes.
is
Accurate.
accurate.
Accurate. Too many samples done came from Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
Too many. Curtis Mayfield.
Uh,
Accurate.
yeah. Uh,
Accurate.
Sam Cooke. Oof. Sam Cooke, man. I
Accurate.
probably he's in the top 10 for me.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Because Change Gonna Come is like one of my all time favorite songs.
I was born by the river.
Such a tragic waste.
Mm-hmm.
Usher,
Higher.
I'd say higher.
Higher. He keeping R&B alive. It's on his last legs.
Yeah.
Ray Charles.
Charles. Ooh.
Lower.
Really?
Yeah. Top.
Is it because it's not R&B or is it something else?
I mean, it was R&B for his time.
Yeah.
So, and he's one of the originators. So I'm gonna go but I will say this: we wouldn't have Not Like Us and not for Ray Charles. So, but I'm gonna put him in the 20s.
In the 20s? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. For me this is accurate cuz
Okay.
Marvin Gaye, he feels like he should be higher.
Yeah, I feel like an 8 for Marvin.
Yeah. Like again, slightly higher than where he's at on this list.
Right. We don't gotta talk much about Marvin. Um, Robert, accurate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go accurate.
Yeah.
Mariah, you talk about somebody who not R&B.
Yeah, she shouldn't be on this list.
I don't know where do you put her. She should be on the list though.
I
But
think
like she shouldn't be that high though. I agree with you.
yeah.
We know who Mariah Carey is. We know what she's all about. We know she a queen of something. But I'ma still say for this list, 30s.
That's fair.
For this list. See?
Way too low.
You think he too low on the R&B John? He not an R&B singer.
I think I think it's I keep running
Name
back
name
to
R&B songs. Name R&B song. I wanna be your lover. All right, that's one.
that's one.
Um, if I gave you diamonds and pearl,
Would you
I
count
I wouldn't
would you
count that as R&B though.
would you count When Doves Cry?
No,
No.
no. Just because he said dig if you will, no.
uh I don't know, man. I think his influence puts him higher. Again, one of those
Who
things.
the influence to where they doing it like him? That you know what I mean? You got mad. Everybody appreciates Prince, But like you don't see no huge Prince influence. Oh, he sounds like Prince. If anything, D'Angelo and her. That's it.
Yeah. Then you kind of just took the wind out of that. Never mind.
Man, no, you're not on the list, Prince. Put Prince on the rock and roll joint. Prince, but here's the thing about Prince. He's so freaking androgynous. It's just the music in itself. Like he's a whole. You got to create a different category for him.
He's in a
So
category all his own.
yes, in my opinion, he's on the list, but he's not that high on the list.
Hmm.
As far as like R&B is concerned, he's on the list, but this is not a knock to him. This is actually a credit to the different palettes that he can speak to and play to.
Mm.
But I'm putting him in the 60s. I am. I'm
Put
sorry.
it in his 60s.
As far as R&B goes,
Okay. All right. I get it.
you
I
not R&B and watch Michael Jackson be there. Watch, watch.
James Brown.
Top five.
Yeah. So who's he edging out now? Because we're about to be in the top five. Whitney Houston is 5.
And like I said, I knew they was gonna put her there because you Whitney Houston. But oh, I wanna dance with somebody. That's pop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She ain't start doing R&B for real till later on in her career. I have nothing is pop. That's a
Yeah.
ballad. That's not R&B. That's from Dottie. That's from Dolly Parton.
That is from Dolly Parton. Um.
How will I know? That's pop. So I'm saving all my love for you. That's R&B. Okay.
Mm.
Um, I'm your baby tonight. That's pop. Whatever you want from me. That was freaking X-Men.
And let's
My bad. I will always love you as Dolly Parton. My bad. Um, yeah, no. She we know who Whitney Houston is. It's just like the Mariah Carey situation. That high on R&B? No, she didn't have that much to give R&B. No. Y'all
hmm.
just going off the y'all just saying y'all might as well just say black singers.
I can't say that. That's why they gave us this.
Exactly.
Um. Is she more pop or R&B?
She's Beyonce. But I feel like she did enough for R&B. Cuz now she's doing country music. I feel like she did enough for R&B. Enough to be number 4. No, this is just the fans. This is to appease the fans.
Okay. Yeah.
Beyonce is Beyonce because Beyonce is Beyonce. Not because her music is so incredible.
So would you have her in like the 20s or the 30s?
And I tell you this, I'm going strictly off of the Destiny Child years
Mm-hmm.
and that first Beyonce album.
Mm.
That's it.
So would it be 30s?
40s.
40s. Okay.
Yeah, like if
That's
Beyonce
where I
wasn't Beyonce, like yeah.
that's kind of where I would have her too. I could see them trying not to get murdered on the street.
Yeah, exactly. Where Beyonce at? She needed to be in at least top 5. Michael Jackson.
Now,
Again, no.
I mean, my argument for this is the '70s was a bunch of R&B songs from him, and there are a bunch of different songs on his albums, just in general. And this is one of those things that because he fits so many things, like Prince,
Yeah.
he wasn't as musically talented as Prince, but like I probably he's one of my favorite artists, if not my favorite artist. So
Enough to be 3.
who's in front of him?
You putting him higher?
I'm I might have him at 2.
Nah. And I love Mike. And I love Lil Michael Jackson. I love um got to be there. Got to be there. I love um what's that song like where you saying he's on the way, like he's coming? What's it?
Uh,
Can it be I stayed away
been
too
too
long?
long. Yep.
Or did I leave your mind when I was gone? I love that
This
song.
this place.
Okay, because he
This
was a
place
kid.
hotel.
Okay. Yeah, he was.
This place hotel. Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Three. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Aretha.
I'm switching her and Michael, and I can see Stevie being the number one on this list.
Aretha at number two. Yes. I'm not mad at
The top
what's.
three.
I'm not mad. Okay, Stevie Wonder definitely.
All right.
They got that right. Aretha Franklin is top five. I don't know about two. Michael Jackson.
I'm putting Michael at two, so
You
I'm
put
switching.
Michael at two. You
Yeah.
putting the cousins at one and two.
Yeah.
Okay. Beyonce needs to be 40. I don't care about her being Beyonce. And you know this is this is Tupac and Biggie are the greatest rappers of all time still in 2025.
Yo.
This is that. This is that. We don't want to get beat up. We don't. We want to remain We want to remain credible.
Right.
Yeah, we want. We gonna come back and do our own list.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, Steve. I'm cool with Stevie at one. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, y'all salvaged it. Okay.